So I had a parent moment at the end of the game last night. All right. And for those of you out there that are parents, you know you can relate to things like this. All right. And it's funny because both my kids have told me now that they're older, both my kids have told me they hated when I said this to them because it made sense. And I was like, oh, I guess I came up with something good. Who knew? Right. But sometimes your kids do something so mind-boggling. I mean, so nonsensical, right? That you have to control your own emotions. And I would sit down with my kids and I'd look them in the eye as they're looking at me, and I would say, what were you hoping to accomplish?
I got that question sometimes.
And my kids would look at me and they didn't know how to answer it. So as they both got older, they would go, Dad, I hated when you would do that. And I go, you get it now. Yes, but I can still hate it, okay? And do you know what I felt like last night when I saw people reacting the way they did to the Brian Branch situation? I felt like I was talking to my 6 or 7 year old kid. There's no justification.
There's not.
There isn't.
They got under his skin and he folded.
Because you know what I would do? Here's the conversation. I would sit little Brian Branch down. I would look him right in the eye, and I would go, Brian, what were you hoping to accomplish? Well, did you see what he did to me? And did you see what he did to me? And I'd sit there shaking my head, and I'd go like this. See, look at that. And I'd shake my head, and I'd go, uh-huh. And did you know that, number one, you control your own actions? And so I'm not saying that you were wrong in all that other stuff, and they weren't wrong, okay? But who's going to get in trouble for it?
Oh, definitely Brian Branch.
Oh, yeah.
Is JuJu going to get in trouble? Is Mahomes going to get in trouble? Who's going to get in trouble for this?
They already did their damage behind closed doors.
So my question, Brian, is what were you hoping to accomplish? And to Branch, you'll see in a second if you haven't yet, to Branch's credit, he owned it. But the people out there that were making excuses, and I hope that they aren't in the chat today, but they probably are, I'm going to look at you right now. What were you hoping to accomplish? Eventually, do you know who the one that was going to get in trouble was? You. You need to think that out, man. JuJu ain't going to get suspended. Patrick's not going to get suspended.
Never.
We need you, bro. We really need you right about now, okay?
Yeah.
And I hope you don't get suspended. Man, as I'm with you, I have a feeling you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested to see
he's a repeat offender.
I hope it's a fine.
Yeah.
I hope it's a fine. But I have a feeling that, well, play it again. Play it again. Yeah. Could you play it again?
He's going to get suspended. There's no two ways about it.
A one-game suspension is kind of weak for that. I get it. I do get it. It's after the game. You absolutely cannot do that. This shouldn't be anything more than a fine, but like Matt said, repeat offender.
It's over.
You kind of got a track record.
That's what I'm worried
How
about.
will they really look at this? But yeah, that's tough.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's tough. I mean, I'm not mad at the fans that want to ride for Branch. Listen, we got to admit he was wrong in this. Even Brian Branch would tell you he was wrong. And at times like this, you kind of forget that he is a young player in this league. And he's an emotional player. He's somebody that plays with his emotions on his sleeve. We've seen it time and time again. And during a game, you get a little chippy. That's fine. But when the opponent beats you, they're the better team, and you're shaking hands, you can't do stuff like this. Like you skipping Patrick Mahomes trying to dap you up, then you stiff-arm JuJu Smith-Schuster. Couldn't have happened to a better person, but still, it's no place for that.
No place for that. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I like JB. Thank you for sending this on cue. JB just hit us up. This comes, was it Eric Woodward?
Eric Woodward, yeah.
Okay. Veteran defensive lineman DJ Reader said he planned to talk to Branch once motions from Sunday die down. I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him. It's tough because he's got that stinger for a reason as a player. You don't ever want to take that away. Yes.
Right.
And you know what?
That's what we love about the kid.
Listen, my daughter, believe it or not, it's my daughter's the most like me.
Yeah.
Not my son. My daughter's the most like me, okay? And you may not believe, at one point in time, I was a very, very temperamental young lad.
Really?
Very temperamental.
I could never guess that, Sean.
And I would...
You know Jimmy King. Sorry.
And then my my daughter, and then my daughter, I could see it, and I would calmly say, I said, Lauren, you're a lot like Dad, whether you want to admit it or not. You're a lot like Dad. And trust me, you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches, and you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble like you're in right now if you can learn how to harness that. If you can learn how to just find something that just makes you go, oh, I want to do this so much. Because congratulations. Like if you're BB, you feel good, don't you, man? You feel, oh, yeah, you got over. You really nailed JuJu. Yeah! Now, how do you feel today? How do you feel today?
You know he feel like garbage.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not fucking worth it, man.
Because in the heat of the moment, you're not really thinking about
Right.
how this can maybe cost my team with my track record. You're not thinking of it. He just mad that they went in there and they kind of got spanked.
That's why you got to grab that fucking harness and pull it back as hard as you
No,
can.
you
man.
do.
That's
You do.
on you.
Yeah,
That's
it
on
is.
you. It
But-
is at the end of the day. And like, again, I get it, dude. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. But that's a hard. You don't want to send a check to the NFL.
No, you don't.
Man, you work too hard for your money. You don't want to be out of game. Fuck that. Hey, we've decided we're gonna find Brian Branch $100,000. Is it worth it? Is it worth it when you're sitting down at your desk writing to NFL from Brian Branch $100,000? Fuck that. I'd be more pissed at that moment.
Right.
I might hit myself in that moment.
You ain't even got the second contract yet, man.
Right.
J-Mo can get away with that now. No, I'm talking shit. I mean, it is what it is, man. I don't sweat him at all. Like you said, I never would tell him to take away his fire, but this is part of the maturation process. It don't matter what's going on around you. You just cannot make mistakes like this.
Nope.
You absolutely cannot.
Let me give you a bright side of it all. If he does get suspended, they get the bye after that. You get 3 weeks off to heal up.
Yeah.
3 weeks. Because this secondary is, the shit has been beat out of him. Kirby Joseph's on a one leg.
It's almost like they looked like a team that was playing with a depleted secondary last night or
Wow.
something.
You think they were?
Yeah. Not
kinda
trying to
weird.
use it as an excuse, but injuries played a factor for
It's
sure.
kind of weird. Dan Campbell on the Branch incident.
Start with this. I love Brian Branch, but what he did is inexcusable, and it's not going to be accepted here. It's not what we do. It's not what we're about. I apologize to Coach Reed and the Chiefs and and Schuster. That's not okay. We that's not what we do here, and it's not going to be okay. He knows it. Our team knows it, and so that's not what we do.
You know, I'm going to keep saying this, okay?
God, is he class.
You would think a guy that's been around the block so long and won a Super Bowl MVP in Deion Branch would know better than to you.
It's crazy, man.
You would think. I mean, guy's been there, done that, all
You
right?
got drafted by 2 rosters.
I mean, Brady's with you. He taught you so much.
I love hearing that from DC. That's not who we are, okay? You can be ferocious. You can play to the line. But there's a difference between being ferocious, playing to the line, and being stupid.
Yeah. Especially after the game.
You got it.
Once again, you might be able to get away with that kind of chippiness during the game. After the game with handshakes, man, you can't do that, man.
BB had some comments, and I think ownership was had. Here's Brian Branch.
In between the play and refs don't catch it. Like, they be trying to bully me out there. I should have never did it. Those charges.
How do you process the way it went down for you guys tonight? Just having a winning streak snapped and coming in here against a tough opponent.
We beat ourselves, honestly.
What happened between the play? What are you referring to?
I got blocked in the back illegally, and it was running the ref. The ref didn't do anything, and just stuff like that. And I could have got hurt off of that, but it's still I still shouldn't have done that. So
That was at the end of the game. You're talking about somebody hit you in the back? JuJu hit you in the back?
yes.
So JuJu in particular was the one that hit you? Or,
Yes.
Yeah. What are the other things that they were doing just in terms of maybe rubbing it in at the end?
Yeah, they were. It was a lot of stuff, but I should have showed it between the whistle, not after the game, and I apologize for that.
What sort of discipline, if any, do you expect from the league, or you gotta hope there's nothing
I
else?
don't know. Honestly.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, people.
Dude, he ain't wrong. Like, and I know, without looking at the chat, I've had way too many conversations like this in my lifetime to know that I'm sure that there are people that are trying to justify what he did. Listen to the man's own words. Keep it between the whistle. You can't do that shit. You cannot do that. Right? To me, I would be more pissed at me today than anything. Especially I have to sit down at my desk, pull out a damn check, or pull out my phone, as it were. I guess I got to wire $150,000 to the National Football League. JuJu beat me twice. Hey, but I gave him a good shot. No. And if you get suspended, God forbid, like Matt said, as a repeat offender, hey, guess what? They beat you again. Can't do it. Gosh damn it. Can't do it. I get it. You're not wrong. Frustration, cheap shots, the whole tone of the night. Shout out to KG with tone. The whole tone of the night, KC not getting a penalty. Frustrating. We all lived it, right? You lived it up close and personal. You can't do that shit. It's that simple. What did you think about the callback on Jared Goff's touchdown?
Oh, I thought that was absolute garbage. I've never heard that rule ever, but it is what it is, man. Apparently, when you establish yourself as a quarterback, when you're in motion, you have to stop at some point in order for it to be a legal motion. I've never heard that.
That's why I like the CFL.
I had never, I'm with you.
Have I ever heard that?
I had never heard that. And I had to, I mean, I'm sure you saw it earlier. I read the rule. I had never heard that. I had no idea.
I instantly thought back to last year when Jared Goff also had a reception touchdown. And I was trying to think, did he go in motion then? Because once again, I've never heard that ever. I know it's kind of a weird rule. You don't really see it a whole lot, but I thought that was weak, man. They could have let it fly, especially the amount of time that went by after they called it a touchdown. And then the amount of time it took the referees to huddle together and say, yeah, subsection 5, we can call that on them flag. Like, I thought that was kind of
supposedly it's unreviewable. Supposedly it's unreviewable.
You have to stop.
I understand.
No. The last time that, as you said, with his touchdown, I'm pretty sure he was in motion.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was a very, very similar play, and I would look back to that and try to see. Because maybe he lined up as a wide receiver on the initial play last year, but this one, it was, like I said, I've never heard
He came
that
up
before.
from under. I read it earlier,
yeah.
just in case you're just joining us. I'll read it again. It is illegal for a T formation quarterback to go in motion, whether he has placed his hands under center, on his knees, or on the body of the center. However, it is a false start if the action is quick and abrupt. If the player fails to come to a complete stop for at least 1 full second prior to the ball being snapped, it is illegal motion. So if I'm reading this correctly, all right, he's under center, he stepped back and went like that.
Yeah.
If he's under center, he went like this. Then it's good?
I guess.
How fucking stupid is that?
I guess.
Who wrote that? That's
Okay.
why I said it bothers me.
Okay.
All these sub penalties that nobody knows about. Tell me not one player knew about that penalty. Not one knew about it. Not one single player
That shit was.
knew about that penalty.
I'm sorry.
Jared Goff's thoughts on the nullified touchdown.
Sorry.
I'll get it in a second. Don't worry. No, really, I swear it's coming.
JB's picking up the flag.
Yeah, I got to do a little. I guess we all do a little research on what exactly went wrong, because my hands were not under center and I was set to begin the play. And as far as I was concerned, I thought that was the only thing I needed to do. They were saying that I've never heard this, that I was, because of how close I was to the center, that then declares me as a quarterback, and then I can't go in motion. I was only under the impression that it was my hands under center. So that's a new version of that rule that I had never heard of, and I think a lot of our coaches had never heard of. And if that is the rule, then I guess we need to do a little bit more research on that.
I love
new
him.
version of the rule I never heard.
It's like when your iPhone will update at 1 o'clock this morning. I guess I got a new version.
Keep it real, man. I love that shit because nobody's heard that before.
He's classy. He sounds like Dan Campbell. But he's laughing at it too.
At the same
time,
cutting into him. Like,
no player knew that rule, as I told you. Not one player knew that rule.
They've practiced that play I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
So the fact that you get to the game, you execute it to perfection, and then they come up with that. Once again, that's kind of garbage.
I wish Tom Brady, for the first time, was the color commentator on that game, because I guarantee you he didn't know that penalty.
So weird. So weird. Dan Campbell on the nullified touchdown as well.
Did you get from the refs on the golf touchdown overturned, and did you agree with the explanation?
It doesn't matter if I agree or disagree. It was.
Did they explain it suitably?
Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So I know it came from New York, and they said he never stopped. He stayed in motion. He can't stay in motion. That was that. So that had no bearing on the game. I mean, we lost by 13 points.
You go 15.
That's my coach. I love him.
Oh, T.O., I can hear you right now.
Honestly, that's my guy.
Coach.
Right.
I wouldn't want anybody else. You could have Andy Reid. You could have all of them. I love this guy. More, please.
I'm telling you, here's the crazy thing, Maz. Like, you just don't hear them make excuses, and that's what I love.
You don't want to hear it because no one gives a shit.
That's what I love. You know what, whether we want to admit it or not, okay, we have convinced ourselves that we're the whipping boy for this league. Detroit versus everybody. The league hates the Lions, and Dan Campbell has no time for any of that shit. And I love every second of it.
But it's good to know, we're still the Lions, and the rest will find ways, new rules in the rule book to kind of lash out against us. But I think somebody asked him at the podium, like, what could they have done better on that play? And he was just like, it was a scoring play. Right. He laughed at him like,
it was Wojo, actually.
It did work. It was a scoring play. It was nothing I could have did better.
You guys, here's the crazy thing, all right? You understand that this team, it has been almost 3 years since they've lost back-to-back games. Think about that. It's almost 3 years, all right? They're going to be fine. And I don't know, I don't, if I read the chat during the show, and I mean no disrespect to you guys, it takes my focus off the job at hand, so I don't, okay? I mean no disrespect. That's why I asked the guys here, let me know what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if people are losing their mind. JB, KG, Maz, you're going to have to tell me. I don't know if people are going, I told you this team wasn't good.
No, not one.
Okay, good.
Not one.
All right.
It's better.
We're all on the same page.
Just in case there is, let me give you this subtle reminder. Even with Tampa coming to town a week from today, the Lions have not lost back-to-back games since losing to the Dallas Cowboys and Miami Dolphins October 23rd and October 30th of 2022. You're talking almost 3 years.
That is nuts.
Almost 3